Hey everyone, it's Megan with another episode of Monday Moments with Me. This week we are talking all about taking your break. Alright, welcome back. We are talking all about taking your break this week. First, I want to give a huge shout out. If you watched my first episode of Boss Crush Wednesday, I complained about not having a remote for my camera. Now I have a remote, a new ring light off because of Kevin. So thank you. This makes life a whole lot easier since I try to do most of my videos on my own. But we are moving forward. So this week we're talking all about taking your break. I decided to do this episode because it's airing on Labor Day. So hopefully everybody's enjoying their break, their day off work, and figuring out a way to just enjoy some downtime. I am horrible about taking a break, so this is why this topic was very important to me to talk about. So since everything that I do, as far as the multiple businesses that I'm running, has to do with working at home, that means everything that I need to do is always accessible. So when I worked full-time, it was easy to go to work, do my work, come home, and leave it separate. It was a huge adjustment for me when I transitioned into working for myself, working for my husband, and doing other things just at home, where I just had a lot of trouble turning off work mode. So I felt like if an email came through, I had to answer it right away. It couldn't even sit an hour or two. I wanted to make sure all of our clients knew that we were the first to respond. We were always available. I also would feel guilty if I wasn't working on something. So whether it was my YouTube videos, whether it was creating books, whether it was sending out invoices, sending out contracts, responding to emails, editing pictures, learning how to edit videos, I always had to be doing something or I felt guilty. It wasn't like, oh, I'm just working Monday to Friday and then I come home and it's me time all the time. So a few things that I did to adjust. First thing, I have probably between personal and multiple businesses, I probably have about maybe like 11 emails that I check on a regular basis. I deleted most of them off of my phone. So that way I'm not getting the email hit of every single email that comes in. When I'm ready to work, I sit at the computer and then I can go through emails when I'm in that zone instead of completely being distracted when I'm not trying to work on certain things. That was a huge help. I have to say it was very hard to adjust because I was worried I was missing emails or worried something urgent would come across and I wouldn't check it in time. But once I adjusted, it freed up, a lot of notifications on my phone. And it helped me divide that work and home life and work and kids life and work and just me time. So another big thing for me is I absolutely love to travel. I want to see the world. I want to see the country. I want to see everything that you couldn't imagine. Every vacation that I went on, I would take my computer, my phone. I would double check and make sure Wi-Fi was available wherever I was and plan my stops or try to work in between this or work in between meals or work in between excursions. And it was impossible for me to just turn off work mode or turn on relaxed time. So it was, when you work for yourself, you control your income, you control your money. The harder you work, the more money that comes in. The quicker you respond to emails, the more likely you are to turn a lead into a client. So there is definitely a rhyme to my reason, but I had to learn to cut it back some. My first trip that I really learned this was I did a cruise. It was out of Rome. So I was in Rome. It was a 2-week cruise. I didn't have Wi-Fi. I didn't have access to my email majority of the trip. And I have to admit, the first few days, it drove me crazy because even the Wi-Fi on the boat, it just wasn't going to do what I needed to do. So I learned, hey, everything's going to function without you for a few days. Give people the heads up ahead of time, set an automatic email response, and that way you still let all your clients know, but you also take that time for yourself. And just for the record, I did work through that trip. multiple times. Whenever I had Wi-Fi, it was check emails, return emails, check on Kevin, check on the kids, and keep moving. I recently booked another cruise, multi-country cruise, that will be from Paris. And this time I've committed to, I'm not taking a computer. Of course, I'll have my phone, and very limited on the access the outside world will give me. So I can really take in, I'll be in Paris, I'll be in Germany, I'll be in Zurich, I'll be in the Swiss Alps, I'll be, there's another country on it, but I'll never go back to these places again, or it's very unlikely that I will. So I want to be able to take in everything and not worry about what client needs to invoice, what client needs to reschedule, what I have to have done. Someone back home may want something from me, and I just have to cut it off, enjoy the trip, enjoy seeing the world, and I'm really looking forward to it and hoping I can stick to my no work for the 2 weeks. So aside from trips and not working on vacations, the biggest thing I've done, and it's probably just been in the past 2 months, is 1 day a week, I don't check emails. It's usually on Sundays, but depending on the week and depending on the workflow, it may change. But 1 day a week, I don't check an email on my phone, on my computer, or anything. Whatever comes in has to wait until the following day, and usually that morning I get up extra early and panic myself and go through everything. But I take that day to really get out of work mode, get out of having to do anything, get out of having to respond to anybody, and focus on me, my health, my kids, my husband, whether it's take a walk or even if it's just lay around the house and have a lazy day. It's really important for me to have that day now, and I never realized how important it was and how crazy I guess it could be an obsession with quick responses was, and how I needed that break to really keep my sanity. So I know I kind of covered a lot, so I'll just kind of go over it. Take your break, whether it's a trip, a vacation, not working on your trips or vacations, limiting email or responding to clients or messages, even text messages, 1 day a week, 2 days a week. Take your days off, enjoy your time, and just know that you've earned everything that you're giving yourself. I highly, 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 highly recommend setting a vacation fund. If you have any questions about budgeting, I love budgeting. So reach out to me. I'd be more than happy to help you, and set a budget aside, take a trip. A lot of times Kevin and I will go separate. He has a trip coming up for Florida, so he'll go separate. He'll have his time. He knows the house and the kids are taken care of. I'll do trips by myself, or I'll do trips with my mom and my aunt. Take the time, kind of throw the excuses out the door, even if it's a weekend somewhere local, where you find a cheap flight. Anytime I find flight deals, I usually book it and then build a vacation off of it. But definitely take the time for yourself, take a break out, and reward yourself for all of the hard work that you put in on a regular basis. So that sums up Take Your Break. So we are moving on to the song of the week, and it is Hall of Fame by The Script. I love this song. Every word in it is motivating. Every word in it kind of pushes you to be better. One line that stuck out to me was, "You can walk straight through hell with a smile." Don't let your environment change who you are. Change the brightness. Keep shining on. Even through a tough time or a tough environment or a rainy day, you can still be happy, pleasant, and know that you're going to take over the world. Don't let your environment, don't let other people's opinions, don't let other people's attitudes affect your day. I've definitely did that a lot in the past, where a negative attitude would come around. I let it kind of absorb me, and it took my shine away. So definitely don't allow that to happen. It doesn't matter where you're walking through. Keep your smile on, keep pushing, keep going, and I will see you guys next week.